Good morning and welcome to Fortune Cookies on this full moon lunar eclipse crazy Friday. Um, discovered there's a few things that are not my favorite. IT issues are not my favorite. I've got one computer that's down. I am changing phones and cell phones, and it is making me crazy. I'm going to blame it on the lunar eclipse. Today we're going to do a quick video on Meghan Markle and her Ellen interview. I haven't seen the interview yet. I do know that she released a picture of her son, but I want to see how this is going to affect her public profile. First time here, please like, share, and subscribe. And we're going to get started right away. So let's see how this interview is going to affect her public profile. So people still aren't going to like what she's saying. It's still, the message is still going to come off a little out of key. I don't want to say tone deaf, but it's going to be a little bit out of key. It just isn't going to resonate with a lot of people. I have my own opinion about what she should be doing, and I'm going to do a little bit of a reading on that as well. Um, she's going to get that message very quickly. That's what's resonating on um, all of the social media platforms, all of the opinions, everything that's public on it. That's the noise that's happening. But she's kind of over it. Like she's just like whatever. I have my happy life and I'm going to continue to say what I say even though it doesn't serve anyone else well. No one's receiving it well, or few are receiving it well, and I'm just going to keep living my happy life because she's going to be like, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care what they say. I'm in this position and I'm not going to budge from it. It's a very strong position that she is taking. It's it's almost arrogance in motion. Like she is just not giving up. She is going to hold her ground. She doesn't care. She's going to continue to say things that are negative. She doesn't care if people think that she's being shady because this is the truth that she wants to get out. She is going to push that idea. And she's starting to not care about getting money from the foundation, from the firm. She's starting to not care about that. She is of the opinion that's going to be her new platform. Um, she's not going to be looking for protection that she's been asking for. She's not doing that anymore. She's going to shun them. Will it work? Is that going to work? This whole illusion of I don't need, I don't need, I don't need. See if that illusion's going to work. It's going to take the pressure off Harry. He feels that that's justified. He doesn't want to ask anybody for money. Um, he feels that that's the right message as long as it's legit, as long as that's where her head is really at. So that would be a good thing to move forward as promised on their own, be financially independent. But that's not what's going to happen. They just don't have I hate to say they don't have the talent behind them because it's not the talent, but just the interest is not there. It's almost like the timing is not right for them to be doing this. Like the timing is off. You know how things trend, like all of a sudden everyone's getting a French bob or they're wearing Yeezys. It's just not the right time for them to be doing what they're doing. So intuitively, I got this idea that what could save the PR on this is a live like me kind of lifestyle blog, um, lifestyle message. Not stop with the humanitarian stuff. That really is what I think they should do. That message is not coming through clearly. It's it's almost off-putting because no one wants a master chef to walk into their kitchen and tell them that they're making scrambled eggs wrong. Um, really, the message needs to be much more down to earth. Not do this, how to do this. And I think the grandiose idea of humanitarianism is a bit too broad. It's a big fat brush that encompasses feminism and all sorts of other stuff. There's uh, equity for racial issues, for gender issues, for everything. I think she's got to boil this down, and I think he needs to just kind of boil it down too. So what I thought is that they should just go into like this whole parenting thing. They want their children to be private, they want their children to be protected. But how about we go into like royal like me, that kind of thing. How to be a frugal royal, how to live. Um, what was it? Christopher Lowell used to say, champagne lifestyle on a beer budget. Christopher Lowell, if any of you are not familiar with him, he is amazing. He is a interior designer who does very inexpensive designs. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of YouTube videos you can check him out. But he also has a bunch of books on entertaining and decorating. His cookbook, it's an entertaining cookbook, and it's you kind of make things from pre-set up stuff. Like you use like a box of uh, yellow cake, and then you zhuzh it up. So it's amazing. I make a frozen key lime pie of his. I'll see if I can find a link to it and put it in the description. But holy crow, it's amazing. Macadamia nut crust. Holy crow, everyone loves it. It's a huge hit every summer. So let's go back and see if they changed their vibe and did like a whole lifestyle blog going back to the TIG. I keep saying she's got to go back to the TIG. Going back to the TIG, but doing it as a parent family kind of thing instead of traveling and drinking wine and being on boats. Let's see what's going to happen if we do something more geared toward family and living like a royal. So we have the world. Oh, that's going to be their charity. That is it. Helping people live fabulously. Now, those of you that know me personally, everybody knows that I have a very fussy kind of attitude. I drive my husband crazy. I do like to live fabulously. I do like my house to be clean and guest ready at all times. I cook all the time. I make all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, this is them walking away from a bad situation and toning down that voice, toning down the eagerness to get a message across. Stop with the messages. They don't need to give a message. What they need to do is do a how to. Instead of shining a light on something, give us the instruction manual. I've been saying this for the longest time about them. Um, it's not going to be the huge lauded success. This is something that's going to take some patience. Um, there has to be a level of honesty in this, and their PR team is going to hate this idea. They're absolutely going to hate it. But this is what's going to work for them. It's not a $1 billion idea, but it's certainly a few $1 million idea. Um, so the action that needs to be taken is going to take some time, and it's going to be kind of boring. There's repair work that needs to be done. So this is like a house that looks pretty good on the outside, but the foundation is broken. There's a crummy foundation in there, and they really need to rebuild that foundation. Now, their support team, their fans that are supportive of them, are absolutely rabid. So they need to tap into them. And this is like a devil may care. I am going to show you how to live fabulously, whether you like it or not. And this doesn't have to be Hermes blankets and, Fendi shoes all over, the place. This is like, hey, I'm going to show you how to go to this website. I'm going to show you how to, manage things this way. One of the cool things, we have a consignment shop, a very, very high end consignment shop. It's very reasonably priced by me. But you can buy designer bags there, and like some of the designer bags will go on sale for $25. I've gotten bags there for $25 because they have a stain on them, they have something like that. And little fun fact, any Coach bags, Louis Vuitton, anything like that. Dooney and Burke is a really great company, and I'm name dropping all over the place. I love Dooney and Burke. If you get a bag that's damaged, you buy something that's secondhand and it's damaged, you can send it back to the manufacturer and have them repair it or clean it or whatever. So it's a way to get around it. I am still lacking a Louis Vuitton Speedy. I would always like to have one of those just because it is a classic bag you should have in your repertoire. But I think doing a lifestyle blog like this is how you can live frugally. This is how you can live richly. I don't want to say create the illusion of living richly, because this isn't an idea of like um, doing it on credit and overextending yourself. This is the idea of living well, buying quality versus buying flash. So I think this is the way that she could go. Um, it could go into cooking, it could go into decorating, it could go into a lot of things. So I think this is really what she should be doing. And this way, you send a message that you can live richly, but still have time for your family, still balance. I know she doesn't want like the goop on a budget, but it really would be like goop on a budget. So, it and it, the six. Oh, look at that! Look, I'm so right. I really wish she would watch this reading. This is really what's going to take them in a direction of balance and happiness. This is going to be it. Um, it really, I'm very interested to watch the interview now. So, to see what she was saying. So I'm going to stop right there with these because that is really pretty remarkable. And you all know I like to keep this positive. I like to keep some positivity in the reading. I don't want to bash anybody. I don't want to say, oh my God, there's, is a narcissist and everything's falling apart. And, Schadenfreude is not a cool thing. It's not a cool vibe to put out. I don't want to see anybody crash and burn. And, I really do hope that people try to vibe a lot higher, especially people that are in the public image. So let's do like a past, present, future on her. So, we'll do like pre Ellen interview, post Ellen interview. And again, we got this Major League Star Tarot. I love this deck so much. I'm going to try and paint the that black sky surface in my kids' bathroom on the ceiling. We have a crazy ceiling in there, and I'm going to try and do that. Wish me luck because I'm not really a great artist, but fortunately, I've got other great artists in the family. Have everybody working on painting. So let's see. Past, present, future. Past, present, future for her. What does the star tell us? I just love this deck. I absolutely love it. And we'll go one. The moon. Things were hidden behind. Prince of Wands. And the Ace of Wands. New beginnings. So this is nice. So in the past we have hidden things, shady-ish behavior, not being forthcoming, not having everything out in the open. Um, Sometimes this is manipulating, sometimes this is using emotions to manipulate, and there's definitely some manipulation here. But the Prince of Wands is breaking free and trying to move into his own, trying to gain his own strength. Think of Simba, the little lion in The Lion King, trying to become a big grown-up lion. That's really, kind of the energy here. It's remember that our princes and our princesses in this deck are the pages. So they are coming up with the idea, fresh ideas, move and starting to move forward. When we get into the knights, that's when they actually start to do their actions and move forward. So this is a good sign that some new ideas. There's a pivot happening. Know thyself, know thyself, no limitations, know your limitations, and Five of Wands is working together with others. One of the things that I really like about this deck, okay, there's this Kundalini awakening. So if you look, anytime you see this like crazy snake thing, this is your Kundalini awakening. And the volcano is an eruption, a spontaneous, fiery impulse that's happening. So the Kundalini awakening, this is know thyself. This is know thyself in the greater universe sense. And we also have the Kundalini awakening here. This is coming out of the darkness. So again, if you're a reader and you wanna really get an academic deck, the Crowley Toth deck. Really intense to do readings with. The artwork is very powerful. This one, this Star Tarot is based on the Thoth Tarot, but it's much more accessible. It just has a much more gentle vibe to it. The Crowley Thoth deck just feels very, very formal to me. There's a very serious power in there. So, this deck is a little bit more um, forgiving for people that read intuitively. It feels very, very comfortable. It feels like an old friend, whereas the Crowley deck feels more like a college professor, like a salty college professor who's like, no, you're doing it wrong. So just started reading on with this deck. I just discovered this deck and I really do like it. So, the symbolism, it's super, super rich in the symbolism. So, the rainbow is a connection between heaven and earth. This is connecting heaven and earth, sunflowers, happiness, and this powerful sun back here, and the strength of the lion. There's all kinds of neat stuff on it. Butterflies are rebirth. There's a lot of butterflies going on here. So, this is we're in the process right now, the present, of a rebirth, and coming up with some new ideas and some pivots. Maybe she's going to listen to my reading and take some of my advice. So, and then that Five of Wands is working in collaboration with others to really get these things going. And that Kundalini awakening, know thyself, that's a good sign. So, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes and we all get stupid sometimes in life. But, not all of us do it on the public stage. So, said the lady who's making a YouTube video right now. Uh, so, The full moon is very changing. This lunar eclipse that we just had is very changing, and this is like a casting out of the old and getting into some new stuff. I was not up at 4:30 when it happened. Everyone I know is posting videos of it. So the eclipse, I have a bunch of friends that are astronomers, not professionally, but um, and they all posted pictures. So maybe I'll grab a photo from one of them because I was sleeping in. Um, but let's do just a little bit of a storytelling with our Lenormand. This is Cyril Marchetti, Lenormand. Just do a real quick story. 5 cards. See how this is going to go, what her energy is right now. So we've got the child. She's thinking of her children and forging the best for them in the public eye. To cement the closing. What is this? So it looks like she's still trying to keep them out of sight. Out of sight, not out of mind. Which doesn't really work. Let's see if she's conflicted about this. I think she's very conflicted about moving forward. Secrets kept. Eating away at her. It's a very difficult decision, but the darkness is behind her. Now, what's at the center? Center of the whole thing is message, getting a message to us. There's that rainbow again, people. And then under the surface is that sweet surprise. So she's trying to have that sweet surprise. I don't know if that's the photo of Archie that was released, um, but she's still at odds with the issues surrounding the children. She's still at odds with that. Um, the understanding, when you are a public person, there are creeps out there. Being a private person, there are creeps out there. Having kids, I know it's pretty scary. So, um, when my daughter was a baby, we had a guy approach us at a department store, and every instinct went off with me, and he was super creepy and kept talking to her. And I can't imagine what it's like being a celebrity and having a small child and possibly getting, hate mail or anything like that. I'm sure their security team is telling them, hey, we had a threat, hey, we had this, and I'm sure it's very, very disconcerting. um, but nonetheless, so she's still at odds. That's let me see. Is she seeing what the public response to his photo is? She's seeing what the public response to the photo is. This a dip into the pool just for a moment? She's taking the temperature of the public response. Is that what's going on? She's tired of the negativity and wants to coast on the emotions a little bit more. She wants to stop with the secret stuff, but is stuck, not moving to a better place and trying to find that balance. Trying to find the balance between public and safety. That is the balance that she's looking for. That's really the dilemma here. Which, any of us that have had small children, we certainly know that. Doesn't know who to trust. Feels like she knows what's best, but can't move the plan forward because the group will not help. And she feels like she needs more control over finances, more money to be involved, to be able to provide a safer, better place for them. Um, but this is all of her own creation, and the fighting has not stopped. The fighting has not stopped, but it's originating with her. Um, so all right, we're going to end on a positive note. Let's end on a positive note. So last card. We'll do one last card. One last card. Big message, big message. What she needs to do, how she needs to feel, what she needs to do. Boom, boom, boom. And we're going to take the middle one. Um, she needs to see what is still in front of her. Okay. Stop neglecting the good in your life. Focus on it. Stop looking for the dream. Stop looking for the extra stuff. Focus on what's good. Telling you, lifestyle website, all about being fabulous. Fabulous regular family. I don't know. Fabulousfamily.com. I don't know if that's a website. If it is, I just shouted somebody out. But, Fabulous Family really is something that's going to be beneficial, and it's going to work for them. It's going to work. You don't need to be a politician. If she doesn't stop with this defending her position, defending her truth, it's going to cause a very disruptive change. Um, she needs to change the message that's coming out. I gotta watch this video now. So, that said, that's all I'm going to do for today. I hope all of you are having a wonderful full moon. I hope it's not affecting you too badly. The short and sweet message for the full moon eclipse is to do a lot of self-care. So those of you that have bubble bath affinity, jump in a bubble bath. Those of you that do better working out and taking care of yourself that way, please do so. So eat good food today, drink lots of water, and just, basically take good care of yourself today. Today's the day to do it because that full moon's pounding us. Again, like, share, and subscribe. I hope all of you have a fantastic weekend.